During our lives, we inevitably make changes. And so for some of us, that could be starting a new exercise program, looking to improve our sleep quality, better our mental health, our mental well-being, or just engaging in a new activity. And initially, we'll be very motivated to do that. And we might look to this bigger goal without thinking of all the steps we need to do in between. And without creating a plan, what can happen is we start to get frustrated because we don't feel like we're making any progress. We don't see the change. So ultimately you become frustrated, tired, uninspired, demoralized, and eventually just give up. So as a behavioral change coach, what I look to do is see what these bigger goals are and determine steps that make it easier to achieve the goal by making them more accessible, making them more attainable, and most importantly, making them appropriate for the individual. So let's take running, for example. If you say, my goal is just, I want to run, you go out, you buy some shoes, you buy a watch, you set your alarm for 5 a.m. the next day, up you get, you go for that first run. And as a lot of you might know, after a few days of this, you might start to get tired. You perhaps feel sore or get injured, or you sleep in. And then after these things happen, you decide, running's not for me. The running shoes get put in the wardrobe to start their new life there. And what we've done is we've decided that running is not for me, rather than thinking my approach to running is not for me. So if we understand the mind, the body, and the routine around that, and we consider all the different individual factors, what we can do is we can start to create a more specific plan to achieve those goals. So then we feel satisfied with little bits of improvement. We start to feel our motivation is increased when we notice the changes that we're making. Also, planning for mistakes and accepting those mistakes and adapting accordingly is important. So then we see the goal as part of a progressive line. And while we're on that, we'll begin to establish these new habits as part of our daily lives. So even with these plans, it's still hard work. We still have to put in the effort. You need support, you need to find motivation, and on some days it's harder than others. But by cultivating a path that suits you as an individual, that's one way you're more likely to succeed and to be able to achieve these new goals. So please leave me any comments, any thoughts you might have, and if you started to do a behavior change, whether successfully or not, I'd love to hear what your plan of action is, and please let me know.